Hey, welcome to Talkin Tuesdays, everyone. Sorry, we were having some technical difficulties, but we should be good now. So I just wanted to say welcome to Talkin Tuesdays. The original person behind the pit. Garrett, what's up, Triggy Triggs, Real Barbecue, Woodfire Whiskey, what's up, Marco? Oh man, it's so nice to see all you TFTI Cherry Anchor. How's it going? Um, this is a weekly show that gives a chance for us to get to know who the people we look up to on social media, doing barbecue, doing cooking, being chefs, being backyard barbecue, whatever it may be. So without further ado, our special guest is Mr. Andy.
What's going on, guys?
How's it going, bud?
Good, man. What's going on? Good to see you.
Yeah. So let me ask you, where are you?
I'm in my office at work, man. It's Thanksgiving. It's Thanksgiving week, man. It's a grinder right now. we,
so,
the hospital doesn't close, man. Hospital doesn't close.
so are you a nurse or a chef?
Chef at the hospital. A little bit of both, man. A little bit of both, depending on the day. So,
Right. So wow. So you're working all the way through Thanksgiving, or do you have any days off?
yeah, we're working all the way through. We're working all the way through. I'm taking a little trip next week, so it makes up for it. So.
Okay. Hey, yeah. Sometimes I think we put myself included, too much emphasis on, I need this specific holiday off that day. I mean, you're going somewhere the next week. I mean, it's the same kind of thing,
Right.
You get to still relax. You're going for a whole week somewhere.
Yeah, we're going to go to San Diego, so
Ooh.
taking the kids to Legoland for Christmas.
Oh, dude, that is gonna be fun.
Yeah,
Okay, so with that said, see, I didn't even know you had kids. So
not a lot of people know about me, man. I don't know how you
right.
got me on here,
I don't
but
know either. It must be the beard. It's got to be the beard. But with sorry, I almost dropped the mic. Drop the mic right there. So with that said, why don't we go? Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself? Tell us kind of who you are, what's your name, what you do, who you are at the moment.
yeah, man. Right now. I just work at a hospital. I'm super grateful for that. We work for a company based out of Boise, Thomas Cuisine, and great company. When people think about like hospital food, you think of like instant mashed potatoes, frozen green beans,
Definitely.
and that's our philosophy: is real food, the real food movement, making everything from scratch every day. We make soup every day, all of our stuff every day, and that goes to patients, doctors, nurses, whoever. Um, but yeah, I have a beautiful wife, two kids. My son is Mr. Theo. My daughter is Miss Ella. You guys follow along with them, and I love getting the messages. Everyone's like, "How's your kids? How's Mr. Theo? Or how's Miss Ella?" And
Wow.
uh,
That's
it's really
crazy,
cool. It's
brother.
really cool because with the social media aspect, like a lot of people you sometimes you haven't met, but you feel like you know them, and then like I met up back up with Gary at the Royal. And the first thing he's asked was like, "Dude, how's Mr. Theo? How's Mr. like by their names? I was just like, dude, you feel so connected, and I wouldn't get to do all the cool things I do every day without shout out to my wife. I was like, the first thing I gotta do, I got to I gotta give the wife a nod because she takes like care a lot of the castle at home. So
Right. Right. That's awesome. So um you
now you can ask anything else. I'm free. I'm free now. I'm out of the woodwork.
That's too funny. That's too funny. So we broke the ice. We broke the ice. I just want to take a quick second to ask you if you could see the comments right on your right side of the screen.
Man, I can't see I'm actually. Let me see if I can. Oh, I
Um,
got it now. Sorry, guys. This is my
no, no, no,
first one. Now
don't
I can see everything now. So
don't be sorry at all. There's tons of people that haven't done StreamYard, so I just wanted to
I
make
see
sure.
Treggy up in here.
I wanted to make sure that you could see certain comments. If you know if there's anybody that's you know a good friend or maybe even if your wife. Did you tell your wife you were doing this?
Nah, mate, no. She'll see you later, right? She don't.
Okay,
She thinks I'm working late right now, man. Come on. You know
I
how it
get it.
is.
Um, so I we got here. I'm sorry. So hello, chef. Hey, chef. Do you know who that is?
No, I don't. Sorry, I got a motion sensor light in here, so
It's
if
all
it goes
right.
dark,
It actually looked pretty good when the light turned up. It was like a nice little aura. But so you don't know who that is. So check it out. Ready?
there you go. Okay, what's up? What's going on?
Yeah,
Ask
yeah.
away. Ask all your questions. Y'all just always been dying for this, so take it now. It's
All
like
right. Thank you,
one and
Marco.
done
Yeah.
right now. One and done.
And now I'm nervous because you know it's like oh boy I feel so honored to so yeah so first this is definitely good and I want to touch on this so make a mental note of this one. Okay, how did you become the whiz kid? So I definitely want to touch on that, but make a mental note what touch. So let's start off. So where did you grow up, man?
Man, I'm born and raised in Bellingham, Washington, where I work and live right now. Um, little small town, about hour 10, 20 minutes, depending on the day, north of Seattle. And I've traveled everywhere, worked everywhere. My family's here. Um, and it's just the area is just beautiful. If you've never been to the Northwest, like I mean, we literally have it all. We have the sun, the rain, the mountains, lakes, oceans. I've been a lot of cool places, but just something about this area just really it's hard to get away from. What's up, George? See you, buddy. Yeah,
Okay, okay.
Washington. That's what's up, Washington. So
So like so obviously you didn't go too far. so but you I mean how was growing up in Washington? I mean just like being from California like super cold all the time, always raining.
right,
Like
it's I don't know. It's just so crazy. I don't mind the rain. I don't mind a lot of people they either love it or hate it. I don't mind
right.
it. It does suck when you're trying to barbecue or you want to go play soccer with the kids or something. But
Yeah.
um, I just think like the weather, like anything over like George knows this. Anything over like 78 degrees, I'm like done. I'm out. I'm toasted. Give me the pizza slice in the pool, and I'm toasted. So like the Northwest, it's always like that perfect weather. It's like it doesn't get too hot. There's days where it gets 100 degrees, and I'm crying because it's
Yeah.
so hot. But overall, year round, man. And it's just everything's so close. You got Seattle, Canada. I live about 15 minutes from the border,
Right,
probably
right.
about 40 minutes from actually Vancouver. So that you pass the border and like there's a whole nother life over there. It's
Right.
just so really cool. A lot of people, and I think said like Bellingham was like one of the top places to retire a few years back. And it's honestly just the waterfront and just a cool little town.
Dude,
So
that's sick. Okay, so let me ask you. So how did when was the first time you realized that you were into like food, like cooking, like anything like that? Like how old were you or young were you?
that's so funny, man. I just did a podcast, like an interview with the company, and they like asked all these questions to me, so that they're super fresh.
Oh,
But like,
nice.
like I tell everybody this is when I was like 6 years old. My parents immigrants from Vietnam, and pho,
Uh-huh.
noodle soup is really popular, real big soup in our culture. And I just remember like making a big pot of pho with my mom. Like she would just like skim, clarify the broth, skim the fat off. Like I have like a vivid memory. Like I could take you to the day, the time, to like and that's really growing up kind of on the poor side. When you have to rely on food, you have a little more appreciation for food. My parents, we never really went out to eat.
Right.
Uh, one, we couldn't afford it at times, and two, it was like they were great cooks. Like all this cultural food, growing up, I'd be eating all this food like you wouldn't even know about in America, I guess. And little did I know it was like spring rolls, pho. I mean, think about everyone's jamming on pho. I'm like, pho, that was like French fries to me,
Yeah.
like,
Right.
but when, you see the complexity of it, and it's kind of funny at the hospital, we make it every Friday, and it kind of takes me back every week. So,
Yeah. So okay, so what was your favorite dish that like your family would make that growing up? Like like you said, like French fries, like pho is like French fries to you. So
man, I don't have a favorite dish, but I'll tell you a dish I absolutely hated that I hate even to this day
okay.
is congee. It's a rice porridge dish. And like I said, man, we were poor, so rice and water and went a long way. And when you just eat and eat and eat all congee every meal for over and over, I mean, soy sauce. I mean, there wasn't no blazing barbecue or Five Monkeys barbecue sauce back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
you
right.
couldn't jazz it up. Maggie seasoning went a long way back in the day. So.
So I want to say certain things like that kind of built your uh your love for trying to make things better. Yeah.
Yeah.
So okay, so when when did you decide like, dude, this is what I'm doing, man?
I've always loved
Like
to
which
cook,
came
man.
first, the Traeger or the chef?
Oh, it was the chef, man. I've cooked. I can't remember when I mean, my mom had this cleaver, and I remember, going back. We didn't have a lot of money, so we didn't have cable, right? So we would have 13 channels. I don't know what that meant back in the day, but I don't know what that was like, basic package or like whatever that was, but like it was channels 2 through 13. But I just remember watching Channel 9, which was PBS. I didn't know that at the time.
Yeah, yeah.
But you'd watch Julia Child, Jacques Pepin, Wolfgang Puck, Ming Tsai, all these guys that now are like, or gals are like, just the greatest chefs, cooks of all time. Little did I know when I was watching them when I was a kid, I was like, oh, this is cool. Like this guy's cooking a duck, or this guy's
Right.
breaking down a chicken. Like, and that just, I didn't watch Sesame Street. I watched people cook.
Oh, dude,
Um,
that's sick.
and that really played a big role in just cooking, because I saw it from different perspectives. I got the cultural aspect from my parents, but then I also got like French influence from Julia Childs. I got, you know, uh, East Asian restaurants from Ming Tsai, Steve Reichland, the barbecue guy. I mean, there was
Mhm.
all these little instances of different foods throughout my life that was like at a young age I was kind of torn to. So I mean, yeah. So
Ah, okay. So like what? I mean, like what made you like when did you? I mean, it couldn't have just been like it didn't just fall in your lap. I mean, did you plan this whole like? All right, I'm gonna go to school. I'm gonna become a chef. This is what I'm gonna do. Or
like, yeah, I would cook for my siblings at a young. I mean, my dad, like my parents were great cooks. From basic omelets to like scrambled eggs. Like one of my favorite dishes to this day is like my dad would make a very simple egg omelet with fresh green onions over some white rice and soy sauce. It was, like I said, like the basic of basic food, but like he would get
right,
a hot pan, just throw, like, get the oil hot, pour the eggs in, and it would bubble, and you would get like this crispy omelet texture. And then you would add that fresh chives in there for that. My mouth is actually kind of watering talking about it, but you know, and you just I don't know. Like, I mean, I went through school. Honestly, my parents were like, you got to be a doctor or a lawyer,
yeah.
and I was like,
Well, that's
really,
kind of
it's
what I
like,
was getting at. Like I was thinking that
yeah,
I'm sure that you were brought up. You seem like you were brought up like absolutely like wonderfully. Like you're a great guy. From what I know about you, and I can't imagine them like, yeah, just cook for a living. Like I'm thinking the highest of highest standards, doctor,
Oh yeah,
lawyer, whatever.
my mom beat me when I wanted to be a chef. She's like, I didn't travel, I didn't come over here on a boat so you could be in a kitchen.
Right,
That's
right.
exactly what she said. Judge it all you want, but that's exactly what she said. And I did my pre. I was going to be a pharmacist up until probably sophomore, junior in high school. Did all the prereqs. I was going to go to the University of Oregon, um, but it's. I remember my junior year. I was like, I just want to cook. I just want to cook, and you know, um, that's just what I've always wanted to do. So
Right. So okay. So George, Five Monkeys. Hey, what's up, Kendrick Barbecue? Blazing Star Barbecue.
who's
Uh
George?
they kind of came in. So George brought that topic up again, that Alicia brought up a long time ago. How did you become this? What is this whiz kid thing?
The Whiz Kid, man. You asked George about that one. He's the one who
Oh, I'm asking you, sir. I am
he's the
asking you.
well. George is the one who gave me that name. He just I don't,
Okay,
he's just the Whiz Kid. I mean I don't know. It's just
come
he
on.
just I guess I impressed him in my cooking skills, and that's what he gave me. So
Okay, so I was gonna ask you. So, did you go to school to become a chef?
I did. I went to Bellingham Technical College, just in Bellingham, um, and very small, tight knit college. My parents, they worked their tails off, and they were like, if you want to go to one of these bigger name schools, like, we'll figure a way. But I was like, I kind of like, I've always liked being like the underdog, proving you don't need all the glory or the bells and whistles to get somewhere, really work for it, and my school is really underrated. We compete every year in the ACF, American Culinary Federation, win
Wow.
awards, stuff like that. But and when I went to culinary school, like, I was like pretty cocky, like I'm a pretty good cook. I thought I had pretty stuff, and it didn't really hit
Right.
me until I graduated, and then I went to a bunch of other restaurants to work. I was in Idaho, I think, in Sun Valley, and I remember walking into the resort, and I just got sick to my stomach. Cause I look around, I see everybody in like white chef coats that have like really expensive colleges on their jacket, right? And I'm like,
Right.
I'm here in a small town, whatever. Where I was crapping myself, honestly. I was like, I should just pack up and leave. But um, I just the people that were there. I mean, yeah, they went to better schools and better education, but like the biggest thing that I learned was like if you go to culinary school and you don't take anything out of it, or just in any schooling, what was the point of going to school? Because I worked with this one kid, and he went to the French Culinary Institute, and he couldn't cook an eggs to save his life. And here's a guy who's got $100,000, $200,000 degree, yet didn't take any from out of it. And not
Right.
to, I was just blown away. I was like, here I am, all like nervous, like I can't, but it's
Yeah.
like, be you, and utilize what you learn. Like I said, I went to culinary school, but I already had a lot of like I already knew how to hold a knife. I already knew how a lot of things. For culinary school for me, what it was the more of the terminology,
Yeah, and
like
refining your
how
skills.
to make your mother sauces, how to make this, like cut an onion. Like I
Right.
remember,
Right.
you know, I was handling a cleaver at like 7 or 8 years old, man. Like I mean, that's why my knife skills are so good. I mean, people ask like, "How is your knife skill?" I'm like, I've had a knife in my hand for a long, long time. You know.
Right. So, and that's a good point. That's what I think a lot of people don't understand is I mean it's just I saw a TikTok video today and it quoted Einstein. Um, he was saying it's not that I'm a smart man, it's that I've spent longer on problems than other people have.
Right.
And I think it's so telling that what you just said. So many people think that they could just, well, I like food, and this is not talking down a trigger, but I got a trigger, I could plug it in, I could put it, set the temp, and we're good, just like an oven or whatever. But there's so much more that goes into that. People wonder, just let's just say, oh, how do you have such a nice beard? Well, it's not just growing it, I got to take care of it.
I could
So
tell you how I have no beard. Probably
but just
take me three years to catch up with you.
right. But no, I mean it's about taking care of it. It's about practice. It's about learning and knowing the rights and the wrongs, or failures, successes, all that kind of stuff. So okay, let's I just kind of wanted to bring that up for a second. So I got another question from Miss Michelle Lynn. What is your absolute favorite dessert?
Man, my absolute favorite dessert is it's like anything lemon, like a lemon tart or like a lemon cheesecake with lemon curd. I love lemon curd, like a lemon
Yeah.
anything. So
Okay. you're you're so short with your answers, but that was a good answer. I like that one. So let's see. Sorry, I'm trying to. I know you on Instagram you put on your stories. Hey guys, if you have any questions, think of it. Let me know. So I wanted to make sure that we address certain questions. Dude, so many people were saying so many different things about pho, and it's hilarious.
right.
It's just like what the pho show. Dude, um sorry. Oh gosh, this is hilarious. Okay, let's see. So TFTI says I'm in my 40s and still can't grow a beard. Speaking of, what is your age? While I'm looking at these questions.
I am 31.
Really? Oh my
31,
goodness.
yeah. Yeah.
You're just a little baby.
Yeah,
I
the
remember,
whiz, the
dude.
whiz, the whiz kid, man, the whiz kid, right? The whiz kid doesn't
Yeah,
age.
I mean, I remember being 30 and not thinking, you know,
Baklava. Someone talked about the baklava. Yeah,
yes,
that was a pretty big hit.
yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. So and Alicia Rose Barbecue, she says, I just need you to teach Michelle and I your cheesecake. Um,
Man, I got cheesecakes down, man. I've been working on a recipe for a long time, and I actually did it on the Traeger page, and it's just a pretty simple. It's not your traditional like dense kind of cheesecake, you know. It's very light, airy. Um, it's the best cheesecake you'll ever have. So
dude,
I
definitely.
say it with confidence because you asked
Hopefully,
George.
I could try it out sometime. Definitely looking forward to something, man. And like a lemon cheesecake? Are you kidding me?
It's the bomb.
That would be
I
fantastic.
actually made a sweet potato cheesecake the other day, and that turned out really good. Like it's not like top five cheesecake, but it was probably the best like fall flavored cheesecake I've made. I
I
think
could
I
see
like it
that.
better than pumpkin, but it was pretty lit.
I could see that. So let me ask you, Alicia has asked this twice now, so I know it is very important to her. When when did the Traeger love happen?
You know, so I
We're gonna
was
feature
asked
you for this one.
this question gets asked all the time, and now y'all finally get it right. But so I had a restaurant, and I had my firstborn. We were having our secondborn, and we closed the restaurant. And so in that little hole, I was like, man, I got to I got to spend some more time with the kids and kind of be a little more of a dad and not go 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 go.
Right.
So I uh, I entered a barbecue competition in our city, and I was like, oh man, I'm a chef. Like I could outcook all of these guys. And I think I pulled a second place in tri-tip, but that was like the only best thing. Everything else was like dead last. And I was so bent because I'm like, dude, what do you like? I was like, man, like but barbecue
It's so
competition,
different, isn't it?
barbecue is so different than cooking. You have different same similar elements, but presentation, flavor, cooking wise is so different. So I remember I got home and I literally was like, I seen all these guys with smokers because I didn't have one at the competition. I was using some charcoal and a gas grill because that's what I had access to, and then I just like typed it on Google like smokers. And honestly, Traeger was the first one that popped up. Honest to God, it popped up, had good reviews, and then I went on to see our local any local sites that had one, and this guy had a Texas 34, which is kind of the OG Pro 34, 780, if you will,
Nice.
and he's like, just sell it to you, and I was like, sweet. So I went and picked it up, and honestly, the rest was history. Like I never needed to shop around. I never needed to try any other grills. Like I used it. I was like, this was perfect for me and my family. Like it. I can turn it on, set it, forget it, take care of my kids, go heat up their milk or whatever, or go work and come back, and I got a smoked pork butt or a brisket or something, and then it just crafted from there because watching guys like Benny kind of do the thing, and it was just my approach to it was I just wanted to show everybody like what you can do on a Traeger because you think about smoker, whatever smoker, you think about just ribs, brisket, pulled pork. You don't think about like cheesecakes or muffins or
Right.
crazy things, and bringing that kind of fine dining approach to it, like
I love that.
and that's what I've always tried to portray. Like my people are like, how did you come up with that idea? Or it's just like it's just you want to be different. You want to show have all this knowledge in the restaurant industry, and it's like, what's the point of the knowledge if you don't share it? Or
Right.
teach someone. If anybody asks me for a recipe, like I'll always try to give it to them. I'm pretty busy, but like, um, I mean, someone asked me for a pumpkin cheesecake recipe. It was shoot, I can't remember. Someone asked me for it, and I was like, just literally typing as fast. He caught me at a good time, so I was literally just typing it up. I'm like, here you go, like have fun with it.
Right.
But because that's the greatest thing, to share that knowledge and then to see someone else do it is even cooler because like it's like when I teach a cook like yeah, I came up with that idea, I came up with that, but in the moment if you make it, like I can't take that from you, like you created that. you know we had an open kitchen, right, and like people would walk up and be like, dude, chef, like the food was amazing, like on point. I was like, what'd you have? The salad? Or tell so and so because they made it. I mean, it's really that's what I really feed off of. I love seeing other people be able to do stuff that they may or they may not think they can do, and execute it on a high level. Because I think that's what I mean. That's how I learned in food. People showed me how to do something, and I did it. So
Right. So this right here, TFTI, it says that it's kind of his approach in barbecue, using his parents' backgrounds and making it into barbecue, and it's kind of like the just the way you're using your backgrounds and stuff, and I mean it's so cool, dude, to see because so many of your dishes or your plates or whatever, they're so like multicultural. Like it's like it could come from anywhere. It's like what? Wait, what? Like I love the fact that you have a style, but you don't have a style. If that makes any sense.
absolutely, people are always like, "What's your favorite thing to cook?" And I'm like, everything. Like I can cook. Like I can cook anything. Like I'm not trying to sound like a snob that I can cook whatever, but I really can. I mean,
Yeah.
taking the baklava for influence. You have a Middle Eastern dessert that's very classical with pistachios and nuts, and like here I am at cooking with George, and the last thing we, like, the thing I was just like, let's put some barbecue sauce in it. Like let's see,
Right.
because a traditional baklava has like a heavily spiced star anise. I put star anise in mine. Cardamom. Very kind of spiced ingredients, and I'm like, well, here's this barbecue sauce. That's like I always tell them it's like I don't really think Five Monkeys is barbecue sauce. I think it's more of like a well-rounded like sauce. Like it's so balanced.
Absolutely.
Um, but like we'll put it in there and it just like worked perfectly because like that sweet savory notes that just balance with dessert. And a lot of people have been asking for that recipe, so I apologize. It's not up yet. I'll post it, but it's coming.
Okay, so let's jump the tone real quick. Uh, we got 30 minutes. So we got the first 30 minutes, just kind of a history, backstory, a little bit of questions about getting to know you. So I I have I have some questions. So I'm like, perusing the Instagram, just scrolling around, and then I see you, and you're with like football players, ex football players. You're with celebrities, high profile people. I don't know how is this happening.
Man, I
So
just I
okay,
just got lucky,
um,
man. I just got lucky.
how about the first experience with someone like high profile that you were like, oh, like what?
Man, I mean, I've cooked. I've like a lot of people. I don't know. Recently, it was Lofa Tatupu. He was my
Excuse me.
all-time favorite. He was my all-time favorite linebacker growing up. That Matt Hasselbeck era. That was the era I grew up in. So when I got the opportunity to go to his house and cook for him, that was pretty lit. He's a cool dude too. He's a cool dude. He could probably play right now still.
Okay.
Most of these guys. So
So I mean, you're not giving me much here. So I mean, like it's okay. Like you don't have to give some of your secrets away or anything. But I'm just like it's not every day that someone is cooking with such, I guess, again I'll say, high profile people, famous or whatever it may
I mean,
be.
I've only cooked for Benny Kendrick a couple times. I mean,
Yeah,
George Five Monkeys was pretty big,
you're right.
but yeah, I mean, I honestly like, I've always been a grinder. I've always been a hustler. From the day I figured out like if you set your mind to anything, you can do anything in this world. It's cliche to say, but same thing I tell my kids. You just work at it. And honestly, the biggest thing for me is really just being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
All these guys that I get to hang out with. Yeah, it's cool. Like Lawyer Malloy, right? Like I've never looked at Lawyer Malloy like, oh my God, he's Lawyer. He's just been like, he's my buddy. He's my friend.
Just been cool.
And I think that's why we connected so well is because I've never asked anything from him. He's never asked anything from me. It's just like we don't look at each other. Like I'm like his Traeger guy. Like we went to like Husky game and he's like, "This is my Traeger guy. Like my barbecue guy. I literally like anything." I was just like,
That's
I'm
funny.
just regular dude, and and like vice versa. But we don't, and anybody else, whoever else it is, that's just my approach. Is like they're just saying there's normal people.
So I
And
guess the reason why I asked that, just there's an end game to that. So that's really the reason why I started this story. I mean, you pointed out Kendrick barbecue. So I mean, so many people, I mean, they would meet him and go, oh my god, that's Kendrick. It's crazy. That's crazy. And it's like the thing is you hit it right on the nail. He's a person. He's a human being just like you and I, and a friend like none other. You know what I mean? And
absolutely. I mean, I remember the first time I met Benny. Same thing. And when we were fortunate enough to have opportunities to connect and work together, and um, y'all, we eat McDonald's together. We eat McDonald's. We're just uh, just normal people.
and the Garrett TFTI, they're really hitting on the theme that I'm kind of trying to get at: the hard work, the motivation, networking with people. So in other words, these things aren't given to you. You know what I mean? Like some famous person didn't go, "Oh my God, you're so awesome," and then introduce you to these other famous people, just because you smiled. You worked for it. You know what I mean? You
Right.
you hustle for it, and it's hard to see sometimes, when we get our followers uh looking at us and they're like, oh, this guy's so famous, or he's hanging out with all these celebrities, or whatever it is. And it's like we all really have to start understanding, like, I think not all, but the majority of people, we work for it. I mean, I asked you, I think, 3 times to be on this show,
Probably
but
4.
right. But the thing is I really wanted to get to know you personally. I feel there's others that really want to get to know who you are, and I really hope they start asking a little bit more questions. That would be great. But I got to work for some of my guests. You know what I mean. And I've been, how did you get that person on? Because I'm just trying to be cool. I want to know the person as a person.
Right.
So
Well, I
I
think,
think.
I mean, I'm a big, like, you support me, I'll support you. A lot of people have asked me to come on because that reason. They're like, hey, we want to know this about you, or we want to get here or there. And it's like, I mean, you like my stuff. We probably communicate probably a few times a week, whether it's, hey, what's up, how's it going, or, you know, um, that's honestly it. It's like, for me, sometimes, I can't get to everybody. I mean,
Right.
sitting in my office doing a podcast right now, and people don't realize, like, what you do outside of the cell phone, right? They don't
Yeah,
realize, like, you got
exactly. And you
kids,
got lives and
you
kids and
got
families.
work, like, I mean, someone messaged me the other day, and they were like, they kind of got a little bent that I didn't respond to them, and I kind of had to tell them. I was like, dude, sorry, like, I'm not trying to bag you. Hey, the blue
Right, right.
band-aid. Okay, I gotta clear this blue band-aid up real quick. So
Okay,
earlier,
go ahead, go ahead.
I was making some apple pie, and I put some salted caramel syrup into my pie mixture. Right, I swear to God, I took the lid off, and there was a chip in the glass bottle. I'll even go right now and get the glass bottle. So I
Dang.
go like this, and I literally was like, ah, and I
Oh
literally
no.
sliced my finger open. I probably needed stitches, but um, and I was just like blown away because I was just like, what the heck? So there was a chip in the bottle under the foil. Open it, and I literally cut myself. So I didn't cut
Dang,
myself
bro.
using a knife. I had to cover my credibility there for a little bit. So
Hey, dude, you literally work with food and cutting things and everything. It's bound to happen, dude, no matter what you do. So I have one more, and then I'm gonna get to
how long
uh
these things run? I got an hour. They're like,
yeah, yeah. We got 20 more minutes. Is it okay? Or
oh yeah, I got nothing to do, so
and
I'm
then
good.
and then we do this for the hour. And what I also like to do is invite my guests to the after party, which I take on Instagram, just so we can get a couple more people in. And they could. It's a little less formal, not really a podcast, just kind of hanging out. You've been in a couple of those where it was just just us, just chit chatting and hanging out. So I really hope that you could join us for that, even if it's for a couple minutes. I'm sure.
Yeah, that one might be a little hard because I don't get the best service in here on my phone.
Hmm.
So if anybody wants to drag this longer, that's fine. But the I can try to hop, but I get horrible service in my office. So
Okay, I got you. I got you. So, I have one more. So, Heath Riles. So this guy, I actually really, I've watched him for years, do some stuff,
he's
and
he's a grinder, dude.
dude, I love that dude, bro. So, you said a couple while back, I think maybe we were on a live. Dude, he's your buddy. Like, how did that happen, bro? Because like, for me, that's cool. Like, it's somebody I really look up to. Like his the way does his ribs. There was a video he did with Malcolm Reed, and himself, and they did these comp style ribs, and I did that, and that's what I won first place with. And with some of that peach rub that he has, and a couple other things. But yeah, so I mean, how is that, dude? Because I mean, hey, eventually, hopefully, I get big enough to where I can have people like that on my
He's
show. But
Man, he's the biggest teddy bear out there, man. I mean, he's a big dude. I met him at Traeger headquarters a few years back. I got to meet him and Malcolm together. Chad
oh,
introduced us
sick.
to him, so that was a pretty cool moment. Meeting both of them at the same time, um, and just hit it off. Like down to earth dude, super, the most hospitality guy you ever meet in your life. Willing to give you the shirt off his back if you needed it, and um, just was fortunate enough just connect with. I mean, he watches everything I do. Obviously, I follow along everything he does, and
Right.
um, this past year, we got to go. Benny and I, Julie, Chad, and we got to go to the Royal and
Yeah. I was gonna say how
cook
that
with
was. Yeah.
Heath. We got to cook with Heath, representing
That's sick.
Traegers. That was a pretty cool experience that I'll never forget. It's one thing to go to these things, but then to like actually compete because we were competing, and then Heath was like, "Hey, I'm not turning in my ancillary boxes. Like, do you want to turn in boxes under Heath Riles?" I was like, "Oh yeah, like no, that doesn't sound cool at all." So we
Yeah.
actually turned in 8 boxes. So I got to do his 4 boxes, and then we had our other 4 boxes. But that was the first time he's seen me in action. I think I impressed him a little bit. So
Yeah. Dude, that's sick, dude. That's really cool. So okay. So yeah, let me see. We got there was definitely a question that I wanted to address up here. And holy moly, where did it go? Okay. So amazing how connections are made. There we go. All right.
how long have I been married? How did you meet? That's like the most barbecue question I was thinking about. So let
Yes,
me see. My wife and I, we've
absolutely.
been together. Let's see, 13 years we've been together total. We've been married for 6, going on 7. So, been like I said, just our families are very similar, so we connected pretty well. Her family was a lot, even though they're not the same heritage and stuff like that. They're very similar. That's something I really appreciate about my wife's family is they're very very family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Willing to give you anything and everything. I got a father-in-law that I couldn't. I mean, he does way more than I could probably ever imagine. And it's pretty cool. Because I hear some stories about mother-in-laws and father-in-laws,
Right.
deadbeat fathers or whatever.
Yeah,
So
right. So you're definitely fortunate enough to have that. Most definitely. How old are your kids? If you don't mind me asking.
Ella's 3, my son's 5, so 3 and
Oh,
5.
nice, dude.
Yeah,
Neither one of them is in school yet, right?
my son's in school, so we try to sneak his sister with him, but they wouldn't
Mm.
let us. We try,
I'm
and
guessing she's a smarty pants, huh?
she's sassier than she's sassy, but
Dude, that's awesome. So, actually, this brings up a good segue to a question that I was thinking of. Set up all. I mean, I know every single connection is important to you, so don't get me wrong when I ask that or when I ask this. But what's your most like important connection that you feel that you've made for yourself, for your personal being, through barbecue, through this cooking, through being a chef. It doesn't have to be anyone like crazy. It could be this guy named Dave or something, or some whatever. So um, let us know.
man, I had to say it's my mom, man, because I mean they gave up everything, right? And like she did not want me to be in a kitchen. Like she literally said, like I suffered on a boat for you not to slave away in the kitchen. Like they in a mind, like a chef, like even to this day, they don't understand. Like they think like they think I probably work at Denny's or something. Like
Right.
my mom, they still don't understand like all the stuff I do
Or like at the
with my
bottom of a ship,
Traeger, with all
hustling,
my Traeger
sweating.
stuff and like all my catering and all that stuff. They still don't know. And but like she understands, like, it makes me happy, and obviously, takes care of the family and all. But I still don't think she fully understands. Like, I think she just thinks I flip pancakes at Denny's some days. Like, I'll be like, hey, I'm going to the American Royal, cooking with representing Traeger American. She'll be like, when you be back? Like, she because so that's pretty cool, because you grew up uh on the bottom chain, and you learn to appreciate things like that, and I wouldn't be here without opportunities that I've given, chefs that I've worked for, a lot of my mentors, when they, like my chef in culinary school, like a few years ago, and we ran together into each other, and he was all like, man, like, super proud of you, and like that's pretty cool when someone that taught you everything, or believed in you. Because I honestly, in culinary school, I wasn't a good kid, man. I was young. I skipped school, like, because I was like, I already know how to cook. I'm better than
Uh-huh.
these kids, So I had to always have that chip on my shoulder. And I remember when I was working in Seattle, the chef asked me, he's like, hey, can you go break down some lobsters? And I was like, man, that's like the one day I missed class. It was breaking down shellfish that day, and I literally ran to the
Ooh.
bathroom, sit on the pot, and like went on Google, like, how to break down a lobster. I still remember,
Oh
but
my goodness, bro.
um, and that really clicked in my head. Like, that's like it. I think that moment really, like, don't take shortcuts. Don't if you really want to believe in and do something, do it. Like, like taking that shortcut that one day years ago screwed me that day because I didn't know how to break down lobster. You know, um, yeah, that's always a funny story. I always forget about that.
Yeah, and this is definitely that's most likely why he asked you.
I'm
You know,
surprised no one has said anything about Crumble right now, man. Where's all my Crumble crew at?
so let me say that's actually pretty cool. Like you said it clicked in your head, when you were sitting there googling like how to do this, right? Bro, think about this and how far you've come. Like for a lot of things and recipes and how to do certain things, bro, you are that Google, dude. You are that person that people are going,
Right,
ooh, this dude is gonna show me how to do this. You
right.
know? I mean, that how surreal is that, dude? So
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's like I said, it's like, as a chef, like, you want to portray your food. You want people to see your food. You want people to do your food. Like, it's cool. I love it when people ask, like, can I? Someone asked me a recipe for whipped cream last week. Like, the most simple, like, to me, the most simple thing you can make. But they didn't know how to, like, make it. And I told them, I showed them different variations, and like it just blew their mind. And like, some people get, you know, like, they like invested in their recipes. Like, I don't want to share them, but it's like, I don't think I've ever had something like, it's like, I'll never hide anything. It's like, I want you to be able to do anything I can do. That's like with the Traegers, like anything I do on the Traeger, like, that's why I want to do it on the Traeger, to show you, like, you can do it
right.
too. Like, baking, smoking, grilling, whatever it is. Because when a lot of people hear chef, they're like, "Oh, I can't do that because I'm not a chef." Like, that's not it. Chef, you can be a great chef, but if you can't manage or do numbers or crunch things like that, you're not going to last. Because that's cooking is like, it's like being a cop, right? You only get so much, like, street time, and then you got a lot of paperwork. Um, so
Right. All right. So we got the crumble. We got the crumble people in here. The crumble king. So
I only did it because I brought you guys all a box of crumble, just for you guys, my crumble crew. Where you at?
oh snaps.
Made
Let's see
made a
this. Oh, let's get you on the
special
big
trip
screen there.
just for you guys. Oh,
Oh,
I'm gonna smash all these in front of you. I'm gonna kill you all right
jeez,
now.
bro.
Which one you want the chocolate? Oh,
Uh
this is
yeah,
not
I
lit. This one was for Treggy right here. This was for Treggy. Ah, white chocolate cranberry. Yep. That one
ooh.
sounds lit.
So tell me about those. What are those?
Dude, crumble's the bomb. You got crumble by you?
No, I don't know what that is, dude.
You better look it up, man. Crumble's the bomb.
So it's just like cookies, or
Dude, they're just the bomb cookies, man. They're hot. They're the bomb. Like I just like you just got to go get one. You got to go get some. I get so many messages, man. People are like, dude, I finally got crumble. I finally got it. Like, and then they eat it and they're like, dude, I go every day. And like, y'all got problems.
can you order them online?
Man, you can get them shipped to your house if you want.
What?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, yeah.
all right. I might not just cookies, Steve. They're
They're
the
the best
best
cookies.
cookies. Oh, and
So,
they look huge, bro.
dude, they're ginormous. They're ginormous.
Ginormous. All right. So I know you're not gonna be necessarily with your family on Thanksgiving, maybe a little bit here and there, but what what is your go-to Thanksgiving meal? Like in your head, what's your like tradition that you do?
Man, we keep it pretty straightforward. You know, all the all the classics. I will say that the thing probably the last 3 or 4 years, maybe 5 years, I've been doing. I gotta give credit to my sister on this one, but stuffing balls. I hate
Oh
stuffing.
yeah.
I'm not a big stuffing guy because it's just so filling, right? So she brought these one time and she like took like hot sausage, Italian sausage, mixed it with some cornbread, stuffing, a couple
Right.
eggs, some cheese, and then she rolled them into these like balls and baked them off like meatballs. Dude, they're the best thing ever. They're the best thing ever. The texture, like it's crispy, like
Yeah,
creamy
yeah.
on the inside.
Ooh, she could
I
deep
just
fry them
made
too.
the other day, the other like on Sunday when I was cooking for Bobby Wagner. I made some cornbread waffles. So cornbread stuffing.
Ooh.
I put those in a waffle iron. So that was pretty cool.
What'd you top
Uh,
those with?
this cornbread stuffing.
Yeah. The cornbread waffles?
Yeah, we just kind of put them as a side. Like we
Oh,
had like
okay, okay.
smoked cranberry sauce. Like all we had a feast, man. It was way too much food.
Heck yeah. Okay, turkey. Turkey. How do you do turkey?
How do I do turkey?
Yeah.
Like, um,
Like a whole
I
turkey.
I'll always brine it, but my big thing is I'll always inject it. I feel
Hmm.
like I'm pretty adamant about injecting my birds just because it's kind of like flavorless, kind of. It's like you need to add
Yeah.
flavor to that,
Very
and
dense, very thick piece of meat.
yeah, seasoning the skin. I mean, so when you inject it, you really get to add flavor like to every single bite, kind of like when you're injecting a brisket, kind of when you're competing into.
Right.
Um, but and then I'll put like compound butter under the breast. You know, my trick is I get really super soft butter, like super soft, so you can
Hmm.
actually
Yeah.
like smear it
Yeah. Yeah.
into
Yeah.
like well, I like put it into pats. That way you can cover the whole breast. Because if you just cut it into squares, you won't get like big pieces, um,
Absolutely.
or you won't disperse really well. And then I love just cooking it whole, presenting it. Just cooking it like a traditional
Smoking,
turkey.
smoking or bacon?
I like smoking it. I really like fried turkey. Honestly, fried turkey is the bomb.
Really?
Yeah,
So I've tried that before. I tried smoked turkey, fried turkey, and I was like, wow, this is amazing. And then I tried smoked turkey, and I'm like, I'll never go back.
right. It's so much work for fried turkey though too.
Yeah, it's so dangerous.
Bird juice. Yep, bird juice. I always inject it with bird juice.
Okay, 4 minutes we have. So I want you to tell us what where do you see yourself, man? Like, do you see yourself owning a restaurant, or you're like, no, I don't want that. I don't want that baggage. I don't want. I mean, where do you see yourself, say, 5, 10 years?
Man, I've done it. And the biggest thing right now is like my kids. Honestly, they drive me a lot right now. Like all the stuff I do right now, it's crazy. Like it's 10,000 miles a minute, but at the same time, they're always on the back of my mind. Like everything I do is for them. It's like yeah, cooking for people is cool, but at the end of the day, it's like there's a reason for it. There's you know I have a bunch of ideas down the line. Maybe who knows? Like the whole pandemic has just changed everything. Like, I can't imagine. I feel for all the restaurants right now. I feel for everybody working in the industry because sometimes you can't even, like, the great thing about working at our hospital is like we come up with a new menu every day. Like we can cook whatever we want, honestly, and we literally cook whatever we want. But like you're at a mom and pop restaurant or a corporate restaurant or a chain restaurant that's cooking the same thing every day, and you rely on iceberg lettuce, right?
Mhm.
Or you rely on a certain product, and the shit, the supply chain is out. It's rough, man. We can't even get like certain products, boxes and stuff like that. But you know, honestly, I'm just having a lot of fun. Like I said, just getting to do a lot of cool stuff. Um, just keep doing what I'm doing. Like I said, involve the kids. My kids are getting a little older. Like my son's starting to get into football, and he gets really excited when dad brings home a signed football for him or something.
Dude, that's sick. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got a pretty sick collection right now. Little does he know. So
So in other words, like, maybe 5, 10 years, you see yourself spending more time with your family than you do now.
yeah, we just see what happens. Like like I said, family's always first, and I think my first 10 years, like I never really put family first. It was always like
Go,
just
go, go.
miss the holidays, miss the birthdays, and miss everything, And I mean, when you have kids, it changes you, man. I mean, it just really does. New York City is waiting for you. New York City is a great place, but I could never live there, man. That's crazy. It's
Okay.
too much there.
What's one thing, let's close this out. What's one thing you could, uh, one piece of advice that you would give any of us on here, anyone that's either starting out cooking or still cooking or experienced to cooking? I mean, barbecue, regular kitchen food, whatever it is. Is there any advice that you can give?
It's so fun. I got asked this question the other day. It's be true to yourself and be yourself. I think a lot of people try to push the envelope and be something they're not because someone else has had success doing it, or um, I think that's what draw. You lose a lot of people sometimes. It's like they want to know you. They don't like I don't. You know, I'm like I
Right.
said, this is the first podcast I've been on. I don't need to brag or whatever, but just being humble, being yourself, and don't be afraid to push limits. Like any kitchen I've been, I always tell the cooks or other chefs or whatever, a kitchen revolves around a team, not a coat. A lot of people think
Right.
about, you're in a kitchen, it's like, oh, chef this, chef that. It's like that's never been my approach. Well, actually, my first restaurant it was because you were like, oh, I'm the chef now, I can do all this. Like, you do this, you peel that, and then you learn real quick that these people don't respect you, and the reason why is because you don't respect them. You know, and the moment that you listen to the people around you and kind of care for them and understand and realize, it's like, hey, that dude hasn't got back to me in a few days. What's his problem? Well, he's busy, or he doesn't have time for a pod. I'm literally at work, you know. Um, um, so yeah, just being yourself. Like I'm a pretty straight shooter. Like I can't please everybody. I can't give everybody free supplies of Five Monkeys barbecue sauce or free crumble. I mean, I wish I could do that for everybody, but I can't. I'm a regular person, just like
Yeah.
like me. We all have day jobs. You
Yeah.
know, um, um, you know, and as I said, if you support me, I got, if you like my stuff and you comment, I always try to show the love and go back. I might not write a set 10-page paragraph, but
Right.
if you're lucky enough to have my cell phone number, you know that you're always able to hit me there and or just send messages or whatever recipes. I love it. I love it when people ask for recipes. I mean, you got to think about if a recipe is my recipes are not just put it in the oven. I mean, it's very technical. So
Right.
it's not like a lot of people have been asking, like, when are you going to come out with a cookbook? Like, when are you going to come out with, like, it's like there's a lot of time with recipes. It's not just copy and paste and change an ingredient and then it's yours.
So what is your favorite recipe?
My favorite
Your
recipe.
favorite creation?
Oh man, I don't know. I don't know what my favorite creation is. It's got to be something baked goods. Honestly, I like French baking. It's just so anything with baking because you're like literally taking flour, eggs, water, baking soda, certain anything, and you're getting like a steak. I mean, anybody can go out and buy a steak
Yeah,
and
yeah.
probably knock it out of the park, right? But when you're literally like
You're not
like
making the
making a
steak
whole
from scratch. Yeah.
right, and you're like it's not like you're butchering a whole cow, you know, but that's where I really fell in love with baking is because you literally start with raw ingredients and you can create anything with it.
Right.
I got a pretty bomb profiterole recipe that I worked on a couple weeks ago
Ooh.
that I perfected. So chocolate cream puffs coming soon. It's coming soon.
Dang, bro. Dude, I'm looking
Absolutely,
forward to that.
absolutely. TFTI barbecue. Um, I don't know if I follow you. Hopefully, I do. If I don't, I'll definitely follow you after this. But
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
just it, man. A lot of people they just that's it. Just be yourself. That's cool.
All
Yeah, I
right.
appreciate that. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, definitely. So, all right. Well, with that said, man, I can't tell you how honored I am to have you on here. I know sounds so cliche. I really am. S- uh, it it's because so many people in the barbecue slash food community hold you up so high, bro. Everyone talks so good about you. I know, you want to kind of, oh no, come on, guys, but they do. What I mean is not like this guy is the most amazing chef. What comes up most is this guy is an awesome person. This guy is a great dude. Like
That's cool.
Andy,
Appreciate that.
right. Andy's is so freaking cool. And I can't tell you countless amount of people, and I'm not just saying one or two people. Countless have completely told me that about you every single time. You always come up somehow in some conversations. Like it's
That's cool.
crazy.
I was like when I flew down to California to surprise Benny. That was really cool because it was so hard to keep that a secret. And I rolled in and meeting a lot of these guys that I've never met before, just on Instagram, and like like Treggy, yeah. Here you go. Look at this question. Flew down to surprise Benny first. I mean that was it's just like a big family, and
Right.
like it was just pretty cool to be able to do that. So
Dude, that's awesome. All right. Well, uh you think we could try the Instagram after parties thing?
yeah, I mean I
Maybe
could
just
probably try to go out in the uh out there
like,
probably.
like I said, even if it's for a little bit, it's kind of like I said, it's just more less formal, and once in a while, Benny will come in there. I'm sure
I was
show
trying to
you.
get down to Rose Barbecue, Leisha's house. She don't live very far from me. They've been doing some
Yes,
desserts, so
yeah,
maybe we'll have to get the Seahawks over to her house or something. Maybe we'll bring the mascot over.
bro, that'll be awesome.
Yeah, I'm cooking for Walter Jones next his kid's birthday next week, so
Dang, bro.
he's a cool dude. He would probably hop on the show.
No, heck yeah, dude. Let them know.
I'll put in a good word.
Yeah, yeah, right.
I have to make
Okay.
it Talking Mondays.
Yeah, right. So, all right, man. Well, seriously, thank you so much for adding the positivity and just like eye opening kind of conversation to have with you. I'm glad I got to get to know you a little bit better, and everybody that's listened to this or will listen to this. Thank you, man.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
If you're not following this guy, A Place for Food on Instagram, please
Never heard of
do.
him.
Yeah. What?
So never heard of him.
Yeah. Right. All right, Mr. Andy. Thank you so much. We're gonna close this out, and I'll start on the after party, and give
Yeah,
me
I'll,
like
I'll find a good spot. I'll meet you at the
give me
after
like two
party.
minutes. All right. All right. Thank you everyone for having for staying around, and have a great evening.